Welcome to another video of the psychedelic experience. So today we'll be talking about why should you not cycle to work, what's stopping you from cycling into work. It's quite a common excuse most people would have. I'm just going to fix my microphone. I hope this is better. Yeah, so what's stopping you from cycling to work? First reason I think not cycling to work would be that you would live too close to work. So maybe it's just a 5-minute walk. You just live right around the corner to your workplace, so there's no need for cycles. You just can walk in. It'll take you even longer to get set up, to get bike equipment on, whatever, cycling clothes, rather than just walking. That's simple as I think. Another reason is you've nowhere to park the bike, so maybe work in the city centre, parking spaces are kind of limited. You don't have a separate bike parking space at your own workplace, so you will need to have to park onto the street somewhere where it's safe. That's another reason why that would put you off. Now, to avoid this would be to invest in a really good lock, a really good bike lock. That way, you know, having a secure bike lock that would put bike thieves off. And don't have just a cable lock. Make sure you invest in a good U-lock, a D-lock, solid steel, and lock the bike frame and the wheel as well. And also avoid dodgy places basically as well. So that's you know what I mean. So be aware where you actually park it as well. So invest in a good lock and a cable for your front wheel as well if you don't want that stolen, if it's a quick release front wheel. So that's one way, and it's a pretty good reason not to cycle, I suppose, but there is ways to overcome that. Now another reason is, now that you have a bike as well, yeah, so to avoid to have your bike stolen, yet again, invest in a good bike lock. There's loads of bike locks out there that have really tough steel. I don't know what they're made out of. I think Abbas ones, they have a really like a square U-shape. I don't know how to explain that, which makes it's really tough steel anyway, but it's hard for them to break through. It would take quite a long time to cut it through as well. But yeah, invest at least 10% of your bike. So also as well, if you have a really fancy bike, I would recommend not to use that fancy bike to cycle into work and park it into your workplace, because if you have a really fancy bike, that would look very appealing to thieves, the bike thieves. So get something second-hand, or you know, something that's been used quite a while, and not have any expensive parts like expensive wheels or anything like that, because they will be determined and they can, you know, they will do anything to get those. So that's that. Now another reason is it may be too far for yourself. Your workplace may be too far. Could be living somewhere, you know, outside of the M50 that can take over half an hour or 40 minutes or more just to get into Dublin city, into the city centre. That's you know, so it may be too far, but if you are determined, you know, you can still cycle with a bit of preparation and a bit of motivation. That can get you through, so it will get you into town. Now, a few things about this you have to watch out is how far is it. So 20 kilometers, that'll take about 40 minutes to an hour, depends on the weather. If it's like 10 kilometers, it's going to take about half an hour or so. So it depends, you know. So I would recommend with this, check how much time you have. How much time are you willing to spend cycling into your workplace? Is 1 hour worth it for you to spend 2 hours of your day cycling into work and out of work? 2-3 hours, you know what I mean, 1 hour and a half. So look into that. One thing to do this is, if you think you live too far out to cycle, what I recommend you do is do a test commute. So on a weekend, whenever your day are off, take out the bike from the shed and do a test commute, see how long it's going to take you to get into work. You know, have a day out and see how long it's going to be. Also as well, yeah, how long it's going to take you. So as I said earlier, you can take half an hour, 40 minutes. So do a test commute, see how you get on, you know, see how sweaty you get. Also, as well, people who don't want to cycle is because, oh, I'm going to be so sweaty when I get into work. There are ways to avoid this as well. You can get panniers, you know, you can get bike racks, install them on your bike. Yes, you have to invest some money, but it's a one-time investment. You're not going to buy a bike rack every day or a new pannier every day. So once you have those, they'll be on your bike there for a good number of years, and that's a weight off your back, and you're not carrying a backpack. It's not going to make your back sweaty, which is also as well, you can look to avoid sweating. You can look into what you call sport clothes, yeah. So like lycra. Now you don't have to go. I'm not saying now to go around and look like Ned Flanders, you know, not wearing anything. Like, look, all the road cyclists out there make you feel intimidated. You know, you don't have to wear really tight clothes, but you can invest in some, like, you know, some loose sport clothing, breathable, that don't absorb the sweat. So avoid cotton. Now, another thing is, yeah, as well, bring a wet towel, you know, some wet wipes when you get into work, just to wipe off the sweat. If you have a shower, that's great. You can have a shower at your workplace. Now, not many, all places do have showers, but if they do, I would recommend you can have a shower, yeah, if you have the time. Also, as well, you might get hungry, and you will get very hungry. Make sure you eat. Have some breakfast ready before you go out. I wouldn't recommend to eat before you go cycling out to work, especially if it's a long commute, because that's going to make you feel really bloated, and all the blood will just go to your digestive system to try and process that food. So have a little cheeky banana before you go out, drink some water, and go on a bike. And when you get to your workplace, go there a few minutes earlier, have a beer brekkie, and you can have your food there. And make sure you eat throughout the day as well. Make sure so that you don't feel too hungry, so you can get yourself home. Eat some slow releasing carb foods, so the energy is released more slowly throughout the day for you. Another thing what might put people off, they have a bike and they're like, oh, I'm not bothered replacing parts, or like, I have to change the tires, I'm afraid of flat tires and stuff. It's still going to be cheaper than public transport. It's still going to be cheaper than a bus or a tram or a train. You pay for this like once every couple of months, you know what I mean, for a bike part, maybe a year, years even. So whatever, how much how much money you spend in, it's still going to come back to you. So your bike is going to be making yourself money than spend money than a public transport. So maximum you can be spending on a bike maintenance wise, it can be between 150 to 200 euro. That's a year. 2 maintenances a year maybe. If you look up online as well how to make up some how to do some basic maintenance, change the brake pads, whatever, adjust the gears, you can do that yourself easily. So you don't have to always have to bring it to a bike shop every time something's wrong on the bike. So you can learn a bit of experience with that. I'm just going to move yeah, it's a little better now. And also as well, saving money, yeah, so that's replacement parts. There's not a big deal about that. Now with this is it teaches yourself self-discipline, something that doesn't come very easy to a lot of people. You're going to be a lot more organized to your day-to-day. So you're going to have to wake up a little bit earlier, you're going to have to start preparing your own food for the day, your own lunches and stuff. So that's going to be teaching yourself how to be more organized in that sort of sense. So self-discipline, which is really hard to come by. I know it's very hard to make yourself do something, but once you put your mind to it, it's going to be worth in the long run, and you will see yourself in a mental health way. You will feel a little bit better about yourself as well. So you will have your shit together a lot more. And also that's bringing up, so maybe people as well, it's going to put them off that it's not safe on the roads. Now during the corona pandemic thing, it's not as busy as it used to be. Traffic wise, not as many cars, so this is a pretty good time to start now to get used to the less traffic. And once the traffic builds up, you can adjust to it with time as time goes on. So that's really good there. So yeah, that's, you know what I mean. That's more, yeah. So just make sure if you're not safe, if you don't think it's safe, you know. Which brings us to my next point now. It is motivation. How to find the motivation that I'm not motivated to go out cycling. It is start cycling once a week. See how we get on. You know, you don't have to jump in straight to the deep end. You don't have to start cycling every day. You know, from the get go. So start off with once a week. See how we get on. Then twice a week, or do one day on, one day off. Or if you want to jump straight to the deep end, cycle every day to work. You can just do it as take one day off. You don't cycle, you know what I mean? Take your usual way of transport. So send the motivation, make yourself feel motivated, prepare yourself mentally. You will get adjusted over time. So sometimes there can be some really bad weather outside. It's gonna be rain, it's gonna be lashing rain, and you're like, oh man, I don't want to go cycling to work right now. And I felt like that myself a lot of times, but you just need to flick that switch and need to overcome that. Remind yourself, why are you doing to cycle? You know what I mean? What's the reason you're going out to cycle? You know what I mean? I don't know how to say. Just motivate yourself. Think of the reasons why you're doing it. You know what I mean? Are you doing it for yourself? Are you doing it to save money? Are you doing it to get fit? Are you doing it to impress someone? Are you to impress someone you like, and you're doing it to impress someone you don't like? You know what I mean? So that's it's a motivation sort of way. So you need to just flick that switch, make yourself motivated. It's really good. So yeah, that's some of the reasons not to cycle to work. Now, if you think of some other reasons you don't want to cycle to work, that you don't want to cycle to work, you shouldn't cycle to work, I suppose. Comment down below. Let me know what you think. Is there any other reasons? Are these valid enough reasons that you don't want to go to work, or how to overcome these? Let me know in the comment section. Make sure you subscribe to the video. Leave it a thumbs up or a thumbs down if you don't like this video, and hopefully we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.